We're back. Ooh, what do we got today? Slightly open package. A Chisel nylon handled putty knife. Wait a second now. Is it a chisel or a putty knife? That is the question. 1.25 inch. Amazon Basics. Let's check this thing out. Rip! Ta-da! This is kind of interesting. It kind of looks like a putty knife, right? But it's a little thicker. Now, for this video, for demonstration purposes, I have brought a used Masterforce, what I would consider a putty knife, because that's what this is a putty knife. As opposed to this putty knife chisel. And you may say to yourself, well, how does that work compared to a chisel? Well, I just happen to have brought whatever this thing is, Work Pro, kind of beat up, whatever. It's a chisel. Now, theoretically, your chisel should be extra sharp and special, only to be used on wood. In reality, unfortunately, these things get used for little pry-in, little paint can opening sometimes. Except for you, you're special. You don't do that. You're amazing. But everybody else does that sometimes. So I think what we got going on here is the, maybe you could pry a paint can with that. You know what I mean? Like you might be able to get in there and get a little pry action as opposed to this thing. You ain't prying much with that because, see how it bends? It's a putty knife. It's supposed to flex. This thing, I mean, they get a little flex out of that, but like that's not what I consider flexible. It's also not what I would consider probably great tool steel, amazing edge and sharpness and precision. Not that this is either, but like theoretically, I mean, that's still got a little edge to it. Unfortunately, I was scraping glue. I got glue on it, but I was scraping glue on my project with this because that's what you do sometimes. Had I had this at the time, I would have scraped my glue with that because this is not precision. This is not fancy. This is not special. But you can do what you want to do with this, but with this, because you shouldn't be doing it with that. Does that make sense? I don't even know. It's kind of cool. I didn't even realize these were a thing. A chisel putty knife. It just a little different. Just a little different. It's like the 3 stages of, I mean, I guess you start with finger. And then you got finger, you got putty knife, you got chisel putty knife, and chisel. Whatever. I should take better care of my tools, but, you know, sometimes life happens. That's a short one. Stay safe.